Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about my new book that's about to come out. It is called Neptune, Secrets, Illusion, and Scandals. And you will understand once you read this book why I talked about secrets, illusion, and specifically scandals, because in this book I'm going to show you some of the world scandals that we have never found the answers to, because that's relative to what Neptune's all about. It's the hidden, it's the things we cannot see. It brings things to the surface that we didn't realize. You see, Neptune is that which makes things that are not real appear real. And what's interesting about that is Neptune actually rules movies, film, and photography. As a matter of fact, whenever one of these outer planets has been discovered, it has brought into our awareness something that we didn't know about, because it brings its essence to the world, what it rules, what it's about. So Neptune was discovered in 1846. That's when photography, films, silent movies came to the world around that time. And photography and films are definitely something that looks real that's not real. That's Neptune. But Neptune has this amazing power to cast spells over us, where we think something is a certain way and it is not. We are so immersed in the illusion, in the feeling, because what Neptune really does give to us is this feeling of bliss. It had that feeling when you think you have found that thing that just takes you out of this world, whether it be love, romance, whether it be a belief in a religion. Neptune rules cults. You know, people that become involved in cults are simply looking for that vision, that bliss, to escape this world, because that's another variable of what Neptune's all about, escapism. How do we escape this world? And Neptune is a part of this escapism, because everything that Neptune can rule, such as sleep, that's a way we escape this world, such as things of cults and alcohol and drugs. That's a way that we escape reality. That's what Neptune does. We escape this world, this reality. And that, in essence, can really give us bliss, especially when this world becomes dreary, old, or painful emotionally. We search for these feelings of bliss that Neptune can actually deliver. But it is like a spell has been cast over you, because when you're under the influence of Neptune, you can't see outside the fog, the confusion. You can't make up your mind. Everything is foggy. And sometimes you have what they say like rose-colored glasses. You see the world in a different way. But once the Neptune aspect wears off, so does the illusion. All of a sudden, the clarity, the reality sets in, and you wonder, what was I thinking? Neptune has this pull, has this unbelievable effect on us. So I want you to know a little bit about some of the things about what this planet actually is about. As I said, if you're going through a Neptune transit, you may fall in love, especially Neptune transiting over your Venus. You must be aware, you must be careful, because once that transit wears off, so will the feelings about this relationship, and you'll look back and go, I can't see it. How did I see it like that? It's an amazing deception that Neptune can pull the wool right over our eyes. So when I talk about the outer planets in relationship to Vedic astrology, most Vedic astrologers don't use the outer planets because it's not part of the system. Therefore, I call this book not only Neptune's secret solution and scandals. I say it is a neo-Vedic approach. Why? Because I've learned how to incorporate the outer planets in a Vedic chart. And it is not using any of the outer planets, the 3 outer planets, as rulers, because they aren't. The Vedic system is perfect with its alignment. You see, the planets that are visible to the naked eye actually rule our physical body in our physical world. But the outer planets rule the things we can't see, our outer world, which actually deals with our psychology, our subconscious mind, our superconscious mind that's collected to the collective unconscious of all the minds in the world, plus the divinity of God. This is our connection of what the outer planets bring to us, because they are above, ruling the chakras that are not relative to our physical body chakras. See, when we talk about the chakra system, which are energy centers in our body, they're relative to the glandular systems. And when we talk about how the planets in our solar system connect to us inwardly and how they really affect us, it's through these energy centers. Our root chakra is Saturn, that planet that's furthest from us, that's visible to the naked eye. It rules that chakra that deals with our, essentially, our natural responses to things, which deal with instinct and fear. That's Saturn. Then come up to the next chakra, which is the reproductive centers. It's Jupiter. Jupiter rules children. Come up to the solar plexus. That's Mars. That's where you feel those emotions of anger and disgrace, humiliation, that sense where you feel punched in the stomach. That's the Mars. That's the solar plexus. Then come to the chakra that rules love. It is Venus, rules the heart. Then Mercury rules what? Our communications. That is our throat chakra, where our voice box is, how we speak. Then you come to the sun, then the moon, which rules the crown chakra. The third eye is our sun. That's our vision, our spirit. Then we come to the head chakra. The moon rules the mind. But above that, what connects us as generations, as humanity to the divine, are those 3 outer planets that their connections we cannot see. They are beyond this world. Beyond this world. So you see, when we talk about the feelings of bliss, being drawn to that which takes us out of this world, such as the spiritual beliefs in a divine that will take us out of this physical suffering of the world, that's Neptune. When we talk about the psychological, emotional responses that deal with the dark night of the soul, disgrace, humiliation, that deals with the Pluto of control and manipulation in this world. And who knows if Pluto isn't even dealing with the chakra energy that's below. And then when we deal with Uranus, that is that quality of vision of the future, actually rules astrology, but it is beyond this world. And that is what the outer planets are. They are not part of our physical constitution. They are part of our subconscious psychological mind. And remember this, that the outer planets, depending on what signs they are in, because they stay in a sign for so long, and of course this isn't so personal, it's transpersonal, of the collective, of the people born during those time frames, it sets up and forms generations of people. So Uranus can be in a sign for 7 years. Many people have it in the same sign. Neptune's in a sign for about 12, 13, 14 years. And this reflects entire generations. This is discussed in deep deep aspect in this book, what generations and what it brought about during those time periods, and the aspects of the outer planets to one another brought these amazing turbulent times that changed the world, such as the Pluto-Uranus conjunction that was going on during the 1960s. This caused the breakdown of society, the assassinations, the Vietnam War, the revelations of the music, the hippie era, that was all relative, and the racial discrimination and fights. This was all to break down what? Pluto is transformation and change, and Uranus is that rebellion against that which is not right, and having the courage to do so. So that's what these outer planets can do. They create these generational changes and these major shifts of awareness and consciousness that forms these enormously transformational periods in history. So you see, it's not so much about the personality, but it's about the collective unconscious, and it's about the subconscious and our connection to that which is beyond this world. And Neptune is definitely what is beyond this world, because Neptune, it does deal with the imagination. Consider the ability to create stories and films and pictures. All of that creativity is Neptune. And even when I think about how it deals with unquieted, unrealistic, romantic love, that is beyond this world. And actually what I think Neptune can essentially be about is the love of the divine, which is beyond this world, and we cannot put into a worldly sense, because these outer planets are not really a part of this world. And that is what they do. They are so incredible. And to look at a chart would be unbelievably, it's got a missing hole in it. And this is a major part of how I make my world predictions, using these outer planets and their aspects to one another. They do create the world changes, and they dictate the movement of generations and awareness that's able to be seen or received during certain time periods. The ignorance on Earth is pretty much dictated by sometimes where these outer planets are and how they're connected. So what you're going to find is that Neptune is always seeking something beyond this world, that feeling of bliss, that feeling of love that goes beyond this world. So therefore it does deal with the ultra mega sense of spirituality. And maybe we will find that sense, that true sense, and make it real once we do transcend this world. Because I believe the outer planets do actually deal with transcendence. But because Neptune does rule the secrets, the things we don't know about, we can't see, when you read this book, you're going to find out where Neptune is in your chart, and you're going to better understand what it's all about in terms of your own life. Where is Neptune in what house of your chart? This will give you deep understanding about many of the secrets you may not know about. So looking at some of the scandals, as I said, realize that the charts that I talk about, many famous people relative to where Neptune is conjunct certain planets and in certain houses, will reveal so much information about their life and their struggles and what they can't see or notice, such as the scandals of Nicole Simpson and O.J. Simpson. Where was that Neptune? And relative to both of their charts. People who die of drug overdoses or cannot get a grasp on their lives. Michael Jackson. Those people such as such scandalous affairs with Marilyn Monroe and Princess Diana. What was the truth behind that? And why did that happen the way it did? Neptune is a key feature. And I want you to know that some of the scandals, even involving Kobe Bryant, not his scandal, but particularly his death involving fog, this is made reference to in this book. And when I think about all the scandalous affairs that happened in the 70s, and even those time periods where people smoked, drank, did drugs excessively in the 60s and the 70s, it's all relative to the placement of where Neptune was transiting. So with that, I'd like to close. Check out this book. I think you're going to love it because it is deep. It takes an aspect of looking at these outer planets, but particularly Neptune. This book is on Neptune, and I have 2 more in the works. I'm going to have a book on Uranus and Pluto as well. So stay tuned, but check out my book on Neptune. I was so compelled to write this. Maybe it was a Neptune transit that I was going through that coerced me and actually cast a spell over me to write this book on Neptune, Secrets, Illusion, and Scandals. Check it out on Amazon, and I will have it posted on my website as well, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.